a deck of cards. This single deck could be used to play thousands of different games of varying difficulties. Today, I will be teaching you how to play one of the more difficult games that a deck could be used to play. That game is euchre. Euchre is a popular game in the Midwest that I've been playing for over 8 years, so I know a thing or two about how to play. I hope to give you all a crash course today on how to play euchre so that you can enjoy it, through explaining to you all about the preparations needed and the rules of the game. Euchre is a fun and complicated game, but after you learn the basics, it is a game you can play with most Midwesterners. So, to start preparing, there's a couple things you need to do for preparation. The first things you need to know is your suits. In your black cards, you've got your clubs and your spades. And then in your red cards, you've got your diamonds and your hearts. Once you have those done, once you know your suits, you need to prepare a deck. In your deck, you'll have 9s, 10s, jacks, kings, and aces. With your deck prepared, you need to find a partner. One partner is fine, but depending on which hand you play, it will change. With all your partners found out, you need to figure out how to sit at the table. You will sit across from your partner so that you will not be passing to the person to your left. So, how to deal? The first person is the dealer. The first person to deal will deal around the table in 2 times. Cannot deal around the table in more than 2 times or less. You need to go around exactly 2 times. Once you've dealt, you need to deal 5 cards to each player. Once you've dealt, there should be a stack of 4 cards that you will set next to the dealer. Those will be relevant later. So, now that we're prepared and our table is set up, let's get on to some rules. So, like I said, suits are important in this game. They're the major part of euchre. When you're playing, you need to know that there is a thing called trump. So, with trumping, those cards that are called trump will be your most powerful cards in the whole game. They will sit over every other card. So, a 9 of trump will be more powerful than an ace of any other suit. When you order trump, the first time you could possibly order a trump is on your first time around the table, which will be the card that's sitting next to your dealer. If nobody wants that suit as trump, you will pass it along and they will choose a new suit. If the dealer has ordered trump, they will pick up the card from next to them and they will put one of the cards in their hand into that side pile. Okay, then when you order a suit of trump, when you're ordering trump, there are these things called bowers. Bowers are the most powerful cards in a set in the game. You've got your right bower, which will be the jack of the suit that is ordered, and then you will have your left bower, which will be the jack of the other color. So, say for spades, your right bower will be the jack of spades, and your left bower will be the jack of clubs. And that is a graph of how all the cards go in power, ranging from the left, with the 9 being the weakest, and the right bower being your strongest. Okay, with all that out of the way, let's get on to tricks. You will have 5 cards in your hand, and each one of those will coordinate to one trick. So, on your first trick, the person left of the dealer will play 1 card into the center of the table. Everybody around the table will get to put 1 card on top of that, with the goal of raising higher than the card that was played, be it through trumping or just natural progression of that card, of that suit. But you need to follow suit, or else it will be minus points for your team. Yeah. So, once the first trick has gone around, whoever won the trick will lead for the next trick, and so on and so forth until all 5 tricks have been played. This is a graph on how the point works. So, when the team that ordered Trump, if they get 0 to 2 tricks, they will get no points. But for the other team will get either 2 points if they get 2 or 3 of those tricks, and so on and so forth. Reference the graph. The points are confusing and it will be the hardest part. With all the preparations and rules learned, you can go out and play euchre on your own. Euchre is fun and complicated, but after you learn the basics, it is a game that you can play with most Midwesterners. To start playing, we need to prepare our table and deck. After we prepare the table, we need to learn the basic rules of the game. Euchre is just one of 1,000+ games we could play with this deck of cards. But even though it is just one of 1,000, it is one of the best card games to play.